Welcome back everyone to my channel. I hope you are all doing well today. If you are new here, a big welcome to you. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like this video. It helps the channel grow so much and you won't miss any of our real-time news and gists. Now let's dive straight into the gist that has everyone talking. You know that name that always seems to be in the news, causing all sorts of legal drama? Nnamdi Kanu. There is a major development happening right now and it's all about a shocking motion he has filed. The buzz is that this has sent some powerful people into a bit of a panic mode, all before a major court deadline. So, what is really going on? Let me break it down for you in simple English so everybody can understand. First, you need to understand why the date of November 20th is so important. A judge, Justice James Omotosho, has set that date to deliver his final judgment in the terrorism case brought against Nnamdi Kanu by the Nigerian government. After years of back and forth in court, this was supposed to be the day we finally get a verdict. But my people, in the days leading up to this judgment, a lot of drama has been happening in the courtroom. According to reports, Nnamdi Kanu has been trying different tactics to delay this judgment. He fired his team of senior lawyers and decided to represent himself. Then, he asked the judge for 90 days so he could prepare his defense. But the judge saw through that and said, no. He kept coming to court with different excuses and finally, on November 7th, he completely refused to open his defense. The judge had no other choice but to close his case and set the judgment for November 20th. So, the stage was set. Now, on to the main event. What is the shocking motion he filed overnight? Well, my people, Nnamdi Kanu has gone to the Federal High Court in Abuja with a new request. He's asking the court to do two big things: to nullify all the terrorism charges against him and to permanently stop his trial. Why is he asking for this? His legal team is arguing several powerful points. A dead law. They say the government is trying to try him using a law that has already been repealed, meaning it is no longer a valid law. It's like charging someone for an offense under an old expired rulebook. Illegal arrest. They are again pointing to the way he was brought back to Nigeria from Kenya in 2021. They call it an extraordinary rendition, meaning he was kidnapped and not properly extradited. They argue that because of this, no Nigerian court has the right to try him. Spied on by the DSS, Kanu claims that his confidential meetings with his lawyers are being monitored by the DSS and his legal documents are being taken. This, he says, makes it impossible for him to get a fair trial. This motion is essentially a huge legal challenge, saying the whole trial is flawed from the beginning and should be thrown out. No wonder it's causing some panic in certain circles. For those of you who may have forgotten, this case has been like a long Nollywood movie with many seasons. Let's do a small flashback so you can understand the full picture. The beginning, Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, was first arrested in 2015. He was granted bail in 2017. But after his home was raided by the military, he disappeared and later resurfaced in Israel. The dramatic return. In 2021, he was arrested in Kenya and brought back to Nigeria in a manner that has been widely condemned as illegal. A Kenyan court even ruled that his arrest was unlawful and awarded him damages. A major victory, then a U-turn. In October 2022, the Court of Appeal delivered a landmark judgment. They dropped the charges against Kanu and ordered his release, stating that the government brazenly violated the law by abducting him from Kenya. But my people, the government refused to release him. They appealed to the Supreme Court, which in 2023 reversed that decision and said the trial could continue even though it didn't deny that the abduction happened. So, you can see, this is not just a simple case. It's a complex web of legal arguments about the rule of law, human rights, and the power of the government. This new motion is a big deal because it directly challenges the government on its own ground, the law. Kanu's lawyers are not just asking for a delay, they are asking for the entire case to be cancelled. They are saying You have broken your own rules so many times that you have no right to even try this man. This is why there are talks of panic. If the court agrees with even one of these arguments, the government's entire case could collapse. It puts the judiciary in a very tough spot. Will they proceed with the judgment on the 20th, or will they have to stop and consider this new, potentially case-ending motion? It's also a big deal for the people of the Southeast, where Kanu's influence is strong. His prolonged detention has been linked to periods of unrest and sit-at-home orders that have affected the economy and daily life. The outcome of this case is seen by many as crucial for finding peace in that region. So, my people, what do you think will happen? Will the judge go ahead with the judgment on November 20th, or will this new motion change everything? So, we've talked about the shocking motion, but the headline also says the DSS panics. What does this mean? Let's break it down. The Department of State Services, DSS, is the agency responsible for holding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and producing him in court. Now, when a new, powerful legal motion is filed that challenges the very foundation of the case, it creates a lot of uncertainty. The panic people are talking about isn't necessarily that they are running around scared. It's more about them being in a state of high alert and strategic confusion. Why? Because this motion, if successful, could mean they have been holding someone illegally all this time. It puts their entire operation under a legal microscope. Their actions, like the alleged monitoring of Kanu's conversations with his lawyers, are now being directly cited as reasons why the trial is unfair. This is a big embarrassment for any security agency. Furthermore, a ruling in Kanu's favor could lead to his immediate and unconditional release. For the DSS, that is a huge security nightmare. They would be responsible for releasing a man they consider a major security threat back into the public, and they would have to do it under a court order that says his detention was wrong from the beginning. So, you see, the panic is about the potential legal and security consequences they now have to face. So, what can we expect on November 20th? The courtroom is going to be tense, my people. Honestly, there are two major ways this could go. Path number one, the judgment proceeds. The judge could decide to ignore the new motion and go ahead with delivering the judgment on the terrorism charges as planned. This would be a very dramatic day. The judge would have to decide if the government has proven its case beyond a reasonable doubt. A conviction would mean a very long prison sentence for Kanu. An acquittal would mean he walks free immediately, either way. It would be a historic moment that would trigger massive reactions across the country and beyond. Path number two, the motion takes priority. The judge could also decide that the new motion is too important to ignore. He could choose to adjourn the judgment on the main case and first listen to the arguments about nullifying the entire trial. This would mean another delay, but it would address the fundamental questions about the legality of the process. If the judge agrees with Kanu's lawyers and nullifies the charges, then the November 20th judgment becomes unnecessary because there would be no case left to judge. Now, my people, let's zoom out a little and talk about why this case matters to every Nigerian, regardless of where you are from or what you believe. This case is more than just about Nnamdi Kanu. It has become a test case for our democracy and the rule of law. The rule of law simply means that everyone, including the government itself, must follow the law. When a court says the government broke the law by how it arrested someone and the government refuses to obey the court's order to release that person, it creates a big problem for our democracy. It makes people lose faith in the system. Also, this case is deeply tied to the security and economy of the Southeast region. For years, the sit-at-home orders, which are often enforced by unknown gunmen claiming to be for Kanu, have crippled businesses and made life very difficult for ordinary people. Many believe that a final resolution of this case, one way or another, is the first step towards finding lasting peace in that region. The prolonged uncertainty is not good for anyone. So I want to ask you, my viewers, what do you think? Should the judge focus on the main terrorism charges, or should he first deal with the motion that claims the trial is illegal? Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Let's have a peaceful and educated discussion. Remember, We are all Nigerians, and we all want what is best for our country. My people, as we wait for November 20th, one thing is certain. All eyes will be on that courtroom. The decision made there will have a ripple effect across the entire nation. I want to thank you so much for your time today. You are the reason I do this. Please, let's keep the conversation going. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed this detailed gist. Subscribe to the channel and turn on post notifications so you are the first to know when I drop the update on what happens on November 20th. I will be monitoring the situation closely and will bring you all the details in real time. Until next time, stay safe, stay informed, and God bless Nigeria.